Portia fine, they saying Kenya fine, girl, everybody fine on Real Housewives of Atlanta. What's going on, y'all? It's time for another King of Reese TV video. Girl, I know I've been sitting up here giving y'all sickening content for the culture today. On this Good Friday afternoon, evening, whatever time you're receiving this video, I appreciate you for even checking us out. Or checking me out, honey. Real Housewives of Atlanta, we are like, what, a month before the premiere of season 10 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. There's been a report of everything. There's been a report that our girl, one of my favorite housewives, Portia, has been let go from the franchise. There's been a report that said that she quit. So many reports. I feel like I might need to slide in her DMs and ask girl what the tea is. So there was an incident. They said that Portia got into it with Marlo Hampton. They said that Portia, you know, Marlo was going at it, and I think NeNe was saying something, and Portia kind of was like shaking something in front of Marlo, and Marlo got it and threw it, and Portia decided to leave. Now they said Portia did not, the rumor is Portia did not put her hands on Marlo. None of that happened, but it was just, that was too much, and they said, girl, we can't do that. So I don't know, Portia has put up some kind of stuff in like subliminal comments and saying she, you know, girl, moving on. Like, people love to put up some Bible scriptures after some situation happened. That's the best way to go. Do I believe Portia was let go? I ain't sure, because they might have said, hey Portia, like, girl, you need to be careful. Like, you're the housewife that's always popping off and doing stuff, so we let you back after tugging on Kenya's wig and stuff, so we need you to make sure that you're good. Although Portia did not, like, that was probably too much, but I feel like Real Housewives, Bravo, whoever's in charge over there, y'all want these women to do that so y'all can move the camera and make it seem like they about to fight or do something, because y'all want to amplify the viewers and stuff. Y'all want to make people pay attention to this season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Y'all got NeNe back. Nene and Kim Zolciak are back at it. NeNe is calling Kim Zolciak a racist. Although NeNe did not provide any receipts, she just said that her and her daughter have said some stuff like they're racist and she ain't fucking with Kim. Kim said, girl, in a time, like, Kim put out a sickening ass release on Instagram. She was just like, in a time that we live in real racism and stuff, I'm shocked and appalled that you would call me a racist, considering there are real racists out here, you know, hurting people and killing people. Like, girl, she went there, like, Kim put that, like, girl, it's nothing else makes white America happy but when a white woman, you know, is dragging a black woman, or I guess a whole bunch of shit that white women can do, honestly, but, you know, for her to release this press statement, just, you know, it kind of gave her a leg up, but she written this shit. It was cute. Do I believe Kim Zolciak is a racist? I ain't sure. I've never been in a company with her. I really don't know. She doesn't give me that. I've never heard her say anything. I do think she has some type of views when it comes to black people, and I think sometimes racism is like all types of shit. You have microaggressions and things that people say, and they don't think there's a problem if they're saying it. Like, girl, you might not think it's an issue, but you're so used to saying it that you've never been challenged by it. So when you say it, it's like, girl, like, if you refer to all black people as Pookie and Ray and stuff like that, that's racist. Like, that's racist. But you've been saying that around people, and you probably had a black friend that was okay with it, and now that somebody's challenged you and saying that's a problem, I don't like that. Like, that can be racism. But Kim and NeNe, I don't really even think that y'all asses even into it for real. But what it started from, so much drama, they said that Kim's daughter, I think her name is Brielle Tar. There's a video of Brielle in some sort of bathroom. It's supposed to be NeNe's house, and she recorded, she said it's bugs on Roach's hole. And NeNe's like, girl, y'all try to say the black folks got roaches. There ain't no roaches. From the video I saw, it did not look like it was roaches. Like, you can check it out on kingofreese.com. The video, that looked like it was like one of those like big ass ants or something. Like, NeNe's house is probably in the fucking forest or some shit. Like, a lot of this stuff, like, Atlanta has a lot of like terrain and a lot of like land and stuff, a lot of wooded areas. So it's probably a bug like got in her house and probably was foraging or something. But for you to say that it was roaches, like, that was not no roach. Like, Brielle, girl, cut it out. Like, cut it out. There wasn't no damn roach. But she put it up. NeNe said, girl, you ain't gonna come from my house. You ain't gonna talk about my house. Like, house. Yeah, you ain't gonna talk about my house. I completely agree, NeNe. Like, girl, you ain't gonna come to my house and disrespect me. And that video was done during the girls versus gays, or what was it, girls and gays, all white party that NeNe had. That is really problematic if you really think about it. But NeNe, but Brielle, girl, you recorded that video before this incident, before y'all even got into it, so that means that you were like after like her. Like you were trying to like shake her up. You was like being petty as hell. So when people release old tea that they already had, that means that you already were being like, you were trying to be at that person. When you say something all of a sudden, or you put up something, that means that you've been thinking it. Like that's problematic and you need to figure it out. Like you probably never did like that person in the beginning. But y'all know our girl, what's that girl name? Y'all know our girl Eva Marcille is supposed to be, I think that's her name, is supposed to be on this season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Girl, they saying that she boring as hell, she's stagnant, she ain't fun for the camera, like she ain't, I don't know why y'all got her. I like Eva as a person. I think she was really good on America's Next Top Model, but considering that her boyfriend is running for mayor, I don't think that Eva's not finna give y'all that. She said, girl, y'all ain't finna, you buy all clothes in your boss's name. Like y'all ain't finna out here looking real stupid and stuff, and like my man running for mayor and stuff. I'm trying to be Miss Mayor. I ain't trying to do that. I ain't trying to make that stuff happen. Like y'all ain't finna, girl, I'm trying to be the mayor of Storybrooke. And y'all around here about to have me somewhere else in the dark realm with the evil witch. Like, girl, I ain't finna make that happen. And the evil witch is NeNe because she got a new evil witch nose. There's so much drama with Real Housewives of Atlanta this season. I think it's gonna be probably 3 or 4 couple of episodes that's gonna be really cute that we're gonna enjoy. I think it's gonna be a bunch of bullcrap. I already told y'all, NeNe being back on Real Housewives of Atlanta, unless NeNe is at folks and like commenting that, it's not gonna be funny. Like NeNe talking about what stuff she doing, this comedy tour and stuff. I don't care about that, her acting or lack thereof. It's not fun. Like it's not interesting. Like, oh, I'm working these jobs. Like NeNe, I ain't interested in that. I ain't here for that. Like I really don't care. Real Housewives of Atlanta is gonna be back next month, girl. We're gonna see Phaedra ass is nowhere to be found. She probably somewhere shouting at somebody at church for clicks and views. So let's talk about Cam Newton since we on the conversation. Let's talk about Cam Newton. Told a reporter, like he called her a female and said, I'm shocked, you know, to hear about a female discuss routes, and that did not sound right. It did not. Whenever I hear a man say female, I'm kind of cringing. I'm starting to cringe a little bit. But when he says it as like a derogatory comment, even if he mean it or did not mean it, he still said it. So it's like, girl, what are you trying to say, that women can't be reporters? And that's ultimately what it is. But we have to be careful when we talking about white feminism, because we know sometimes with white feminism, there's a teeny pinch of racism in it. The woman, a reporter, Jordan Rodrigue, I think that's her name. I think I pronounced it right. She released a statement. She said, I'm just trying to do my job, and you know, I'm on it. Our guy, Cam Newton, which I used to call him Coon Newton, has since apologized. He said, hey, you know, I have 2 daughters. Like, I didn't mean it that way, but I apologize for the people I offend. You know, there's been a conversation about it, about like the word female and how it's been used in a derogatory term. Like I said in my previous video, I'm interested in hearing from the women who watch me. I would like for you all to email me, hello@fortheculturepodcast.com. Make sure you're sending those emails so we can talk about it on the next episode of For the Culture Podcast. Also send in your letters from the culture emails as well, so we can read off stuff that you got going on. We can offer advice, talk about certain things. I appreciate, like, I love letters for the culture. I think it's a segment, part of our segment. I think we really get to connect with you all. So I'm interested in amplifying the voice of women who have a problem with it or probably don't see a problem with it. But it's a conversation to be had, so I'm interested in hearing what you got to say. So our reporter, Miss Jordan Rodrigue, come to find out, somebody did some digging and she had some tweets back in 2013 that were a little racist. She referred to something, I think she said, she used the N-word, the full blog is on kingareads.com. She used the N-word, she said nigga, was responding to something. I can't remember what it was, but she said it, and then she said she was riding in a car with her father, and he was making racist jokes and stuff. He was making comments and stuff, and she was just riding there giggling. So she has released a statement, and her statement is just on Twitter on a note app, okay, on a damn iPhone. When you got Cam Newton and got him a damn Canon T6i Rebel and got in front of there, hey Canon, got in front of there and just was, you know, apologizing, looking sexy or whatever, and just talking for a whole minute and 47 seconds. But you got this girl that released this shit in a terrible font and just say, I'm sorry for saying racist. So she need to lose her damn job. She need to be fired. And Cam Newton has already lost an endorsement from Dan, and I'm pretty sure he's been reprimanded as well. But y'all need to get that together. Cam Newton, we trying for you, girl. We want you to keep doing it. We want you to do it and doing it and doing it around. Like, you got it. You that guy. Like, you making it happen. So, like, you getting better. You was saying some dumb, you was You were tap dancing last year, but you know, Don Lemon was tap dancing now. Now he's tap dancing with a white boy about to marry his ass. But that's a whole nother conversation. We're not talking about that today. But for more conversation on this, me and Adrian will be talking about it with my scholar friend on fortheculturepodcast.com. So make sure you're listening Tuesday. Amber Rose had her slut walk, and it was talk about 21 Savage walking around and said he was a hoe too, and a super hoe, and I like to save hoes. Girl, I don't know. I was listening to the read yesterday, and the Kid Fury actually did have a good question, like, what do you all get out of, you know, the slut walk? What, like, do you feel like, I forget what word he used, but it was good. He was just like, do you feel like, like I'm like confident? Like, does it boost you up? Does it make you feel better? Or is it like, you know, what is it? Because I really want to know, is it like something that, you know, we say we do and it's supposed to do this, but it doesn't actually make people feel? That doesn't mean the slut walk is not important, because if it makes one person feel good, it's done its job. But I do want to know, like, that's a good question. Like, what is the purpose of, you know, slut walk? Well, I do know the purpose. Let me not sound problematic. I do know the purpose of it. But I want to know how people, when they go, like when they participate, how do people feel after? If you participated, I want to know as well. Like, child, tell me. Maybe I can tell Kid Fury, girl, these folks said such and such. Maybe I can have a letter or something on the read. On a serious issue where we're talking about womanhood and women, period, Gabrielle Union talked about her struggle, not necessarily her struggle, with the issue with her not being able to conceive. She said for the last 3 years, she felt like her body was a prison to try to get pregnant. And that made me feel like some type of way, because I have close friends who get that question, like, why don't you have a baby? Like, you 30 years old, you don't have no baby, are you lesbian? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, you not, like, why you ain't got no kids? I think that we've been taught and we've seen so many like pregnancies at an early age that we automatically think that a certain woman has to have children by this age, or what's this? And women's jobs on this earth is not here to reproduce. It's not their job. That's not their job. They're not supposed to be here just reproducing just because. Like, that's not, if they don't want to do that, they have the choice. And then you have people like Gabrielle Union who wanted to, you know, have a child, but she's had complications with it. So when you ask a woman why she don't have no kids or where your kids at, you need to be careful. See, that's an issue. See, listen. See how things work when we have a conversation? A woman that has kids or does not want kids or have no problem with conceiving kids might not find an issue with a woman saying, or someone asking, why don't you have children? Why don't you have kids? But a woman who probably cannot conceive and probably talk to a doctor, their conversation that their doctor has had, and, you know, found out that they cannot conceive, you know, without some medicine or something or some other stuff to help them, like they can't, and they just said, if I do, I probably would die, so I'm not interested in that. But you see how that works, and it's not about no one being sensitive, because when I hear people say, oh, somebody's sensitive, I want to slap the shit out of people that say somebody is sensitive. I think when you say that, you're erasing someone's feelings. We're allowed to feel a certain type of way. I'm allowed to be in my feelings. I'm not a fucking robot, bitch. I'm not an iMac, I'm not a MacBook, and I'm not a goddamn iPhone, even though I love iPhones. But I'm allowed to feel a certain type of way. And just because you don't feel it does not mean that it's not important. I feel like this. So don't try to get me to cancel out my feelings. Like, conversations like that, when we tell people shit like that, y'all wonder why such and such kill themselves, or why such and such didn't do this, why such and such committed suicide. Look at the things that we say to make people feel. And when someone's saying, I'm feeling emotional, I'm feeling this, and they're talking about it, and you're telling them like, girl, you too sensitive. See how that is? And when using like that sensitivity comment when talking about like how someone feels about stuff that might be problematic, listen to it. Instead of saying they're sensitive, why don't you listen to find out what the problem is, instead of trying to erase the feeling in the beginning? Like, I don't understand that. And when people also say, I'm not perfect by far, ain't none of our ass is perfect, okay? Ain't none of our ass is perfect. We're all on this world to learn, to grow as people, to evolve. That's what we're here for. We're gonna always be out here saying problematic shit. We're gonna be doing shit. That's why we go and expand, we go and we travel, we get some culture, we understand. At one point I said Indians. I don't say that, I say Native Americans. At one point I said Hispanic. Somebody emailed and said, can you say Latina, Latinx, or Latino? I've learned that, and it's not me walking on eggshells, it's me understanding that this is an issue for this person. So instead of me telling them that it shouldn't be an issue, let's fix it and say, hey, that person does not like it. Let me stop doing it. It's easy. It's 1, 2, 3. We're gonna always be walking around on eggshells. You damn sure need to be walking around on eggshells. Just because a white person in a goddamn speaking and saying the N-word with another black person don't mean that every black person is okay with them saying that. See how that works? I can say bitch to my best friend Adrian, and I can't say that to somebody else. It's like, girl, I don't want to be called bitch. I don't like that. And it's like a conversation to be had. So if you have a problem with something, speak up. Let it be heard. And the person that is listening to you saying you have a problem with it, pay attention. Fix it. But Gabrielle Union, I appreciate that. Took a lot. I'm sure that took a lot from her to say that, but I feel like it's an important conversation of how we treat women when we're talking about stuff like that. Like, I don't, like, where your kids at? Like, why you married? Like, why you ain't got no kids? Like, yeah, like, you have to be careful. And it's not necessarily, you know, it's not saying that you need to walk on eggshells, but you need to understand how that might make somebody feel. I think that's all I got for you all this weekend. I think that's all I got for y'all in this King of Reads TV video. I appreciate y'all. We had a good conversation. I have enjoyed it, honey. I cannot wait to read the comments. This was therapeutic for me. My spirit feels good. I feel amazing after getting a lot off my chest. I appreciate it. Shout out to Adrian. I listened to SZA when I was in the restroom. I was getting ready to do this video, and I was just like, bitch, I was over there dancing and shit. It made me feel good. So I understand why Adrian says, like, sometimes to get out, I just go out. I just go out and I just dance and I have a good time and I feel good. So it is important that we find meaningful ways for us to relax and, you know, get rid of our anxiety and just like make us calm down and feel good. So that was one of my things, but it can't be nothing that's causing us to be addicted, such as alcohol, such as drugs and other paraphernalia, whatever. I think it's paraphernalia. I don't know. Somebody educate me on that. But that's all I got for y'all. I love y'all so much. Make sure y'all check it out and waiting for the next episode of For the Culture Podcast on fortheculturepodcast.com. Make sure you're also always on kingareads.com. Content for the culture. I love y'all. Y'all get ready. Also for the King of Reads Book Club live video coming on Friday. If you're not signed up for the book club, what you waiting on? I love y'all. Y'all have a good evening, and I'll talk to y'all later on tonight. Bye.